I better use my strong hand.
What's good, everybody? Nada here, back with another Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker video. Update 2.20 definitely shows some love to you Neji fans out there, and in this week's video, I'll be going over how the update made this technique, in my opinion, the best defensive jutsu right now. Since I haven't covered this jutsu and shinobi tactics yet, I'll be going over the technique in general as well as what's been buffed. So if you're a defense type that's a Neji fan or looking for a powerful jutsu that makes it easy for you to transition into melee combos or even your other techniques to overwhelm your opponents, then this is definitely the video for you. However, if you don't fit into any of those categories, stick around until the end of the video because I might just say something that you didn't already know about. And with that being said, let's jump into this week's episode of Hinata's Shinobi Tactics. The 8 Trigrams Hazan strike is a defense type technique that you learn from Neji Hyuga at training rank 3. For those of you who are new to Shinobi Striker, you can only equip Neji's skills to your own character if you buy his DLC. This jutsu has an 18-second cooldown duration. The 8 Trigrams Hazan strike's description reads, land a huge palm blow to your opponent's chest, blasting out enough chakra to pierce through them. Deal damage to enemies on a straight line, reducing their substitution stock and secret technique gauge. When you use this technique, you'll dash towards your enemy and hit them and then unleash a blast of chakra afterwards. The first hit stuns the enemy just how a dash attack would. However, when that first hit connects, your enemy can't substitute out of it. So if you land that first blow, you're almost always guaranteed that the chakra blast will also land. I say almost because I've had moments where the shockwave still misses, so don't drop your guard just because you landed that first hit. No. The chakra blast is the hit that completely resets their substitution gauge. So this technique hits twice. Once their substitution jutsu is gone, this is the perfect chance for you to throw in as much damage as you can before they regain their substitution. But do remember, each hit you land on them will shorten the amount of time it takes for them to get their substitution back. So make sure you throw out your heavy hitting jutsu before they're able to substitute again. So let's get into the update. Because of update 2.20, 8 Trigrams Hazan strike is very easy to land because you can now use it in midair. Even if you're on the ground and your opponent is in the air, the tracking of this technique makes you dash right at them. You don't always have to jump before using it to hit midair opponents. This change alone is what makes the 8 Trigrams Hazan strike one of the most powerful defense type ninjutsu in the game. Before, if you were fighting against someone using this technique, it was easy to dodge because all you had to do was jump and stay off the ground to evade it, but that's no longer an option. When Neji was first released, I was personally underwhelmed with the way his jutsu worked. But now, after the update, he's one of my favorite cast characters to play when playing a defense type. His gentle fist body blow still needs some work, but that's a discussion for another video.
Not today.
If you watch my teleportation jutsu video, you know that the best way for your technique to track your opponent is to not hold a direction. This will give you the best tracking to land techniques where you dash at your opponent. However, if you're like me and also use techniques like this to get some distance between you and your opponent, holding a direction away from your opponent is a good way to trick them into thinking you're going to attack when your actual plan is to escape. The range of this technique is still crazy good. Not only do you dash out very far, but the chakra blast that you send out after the initial hit also has a good bit of range on it as well. Just remember that the chakra blast only goes straight. That part of the technique doesn't track.
Remember to aim. It's very important.
While making this video, for some reason I kept getting put into a bunch of base battles. The main way I use Hazan strike in base battle is to quickly get from one base to the other. This also applies in flag battle. In my opinion, this jutsu is almost like a defense type's version of Chidori in that as soon as you grab the flag, you just use 8 Trigrams Hazan strike and you're out of there. Because of the speed and range of this technique, you can get to places a lot faster than you normally would as a defense type. This is especially impressive considering the fact that the defense types are the slowest in the game. And finally, I found that using this technique from a distance actually works just as well as up close. By using it at a distance, the speed, range, and tracking of this technique makes it also work as a good surprise attack. This technique also has super armor, so even if you get hit, you won't be stopped once you start the attack unless someone hits you with something that specifically hits through super armor. In combat, this makes it where it's also useful in counterattack situations. So if you have the health, When you see someone throwing a majestic destroyer flame your way, you can use this attack to go right through it and land a blow that's going to help you start up your combo strings. Just so I'm clear on this, you still take damage from the majestic destroyer flame, but you won't be knocked away when you're charging at them, and since they're stuck in place, they have no choice but to take your attack head on.
It's useless.
Jesus Christ.
This technique not only takes away your opponent's substitution, but when they're hit by that chakra blast, they'll also lose some of the progress they've made towards their secret technique. In my opinion, if you want to make the best use of taking away your opponent's secret technique, I suggest you team up with a Byakugan user. That's right, the Hinata Neji combo. Among other things, the Byakugan allows you to see how close someone is to activating their secret technique. So if you always go after the one with the most charge to the secret technique gauge and land 8 trigrams Hazan strike, you and your team won't really have to worry about secret techniques as much. The chakra blast of Hazan strike also goes through solid objects. One of the best ways that I found to take advantage of this feature is when fighting a sand shield user. The sand shield counts as a solid object, so when you use your Hazan strike, the chakra blast will go straight through the sand shield and hit the person who has it up, allowing you to reduce their secret technique gauge, reset their substitution gauge, and get rid of the sand shield all in one attack. The same effect applies when using this against someone using water pillar. However, this only applies if the chakra blast hits the water pillar user while they're inside of the water pillar. When people get hit by the chakra blast, they fall, and you can use this to trap them with your secret technique, or, like I did, trap them within the area of a Kirin scroll with no escape. And that's all for today's Shinobi Tactics video. If you made it this far, thanks for sticking through to the end. Hopefully this video gave you some ideas on how to use this technique in your future battles. Let me know down in the comments below if you think I missed anything that you feel is important. While you're down there, let me know which jutsu you guys would like to see updated and what changes you think should be made to that jutsu. If you enjoyed this content or learned anything new, hit that like button and share this video. It really helps the channel out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it if you do. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn those post notifications on so that you'll be notified as soon as I post another video. This is Hinata, thanks for watching, and until the next video, I'm out, y'all.